Hey everyone, welcome back to Scrubs and Study. Today we are diving into the classification and morphological types of bones, including their parts, ossification types, and epiphysis types. This is a must-know topic for all MBBS and anatomy students. So, let's scrub into the skeletal system. Classification of bones. Bones can be classified based on four major criteria, according to position: axial skeleton, skull, vertebrae, ribs, sternum. Appendicular skeleton, limbs and girdles. According to structure: compact bone, dense and strong. Cancellous bone, spongy and lightweight. According to development: intramembranous ossification, directly from mesenchymal tissue, e.g., flat bones of the skull. Endochondral ossification, from cartilage, e.g., long bones. According to morphology, our focus: long bones, short bones, flat bones, irregular bones, pneumatic bones, sesamoid bones. Hey friends, in this part, let's talk about something really important: the morphological classification of bones. That means, basically, classifying bones based on their shape. This is something we use a lot in anatomy. 1. Long bones. First up, we have the long bones. Now, as the name suggests, these bones are longer in length compared to their width. Yeah, that's the key. You usually find them in the limbs, like in your arms and legs. Each long bone typically has two ends, we call them epiphyses, and one shaft in the middle, called the diaphysis. Imagine it like a dumbbell, two round ends with a handle in between. And here's something interesting: the clavicle, or collarbone, is actually the only long bone that lies horizontally. All other long bones are vertical. Examples: humerus, radius, ulna in the upper limb, and femur, tibia, fibula in the lower limb. These are all your major long bones. Miniature long bones. We also have something called miniature long bones, or you can say short long bones. These are small but still have the same structure as long bones: a head, a shaft, and a base. For example, metacarpals in the hand and metatarsals in the foot. They might be small, but they follow the same design. Now, let's come to short bones. These bones are kind of cube-shaped. That means their length, breadth, and thickness are almost the same. No shaft, no long ends like the long bones. Where do you find them? Easy, in the wrist and ankle. So that's your carpal bones in the hand and tarsal bones in the foot. Alright, now moving to flat bones. These bones are thin, flat, and usually curved a bit. They're important because they protect the vital organs. Plus, they give a large surface area for muscle attachment. Examples include skull bones, scapula, and the sternum. So yeah, they might be flat, but they're really protective. 4. Irregular bones. Let's talk about irregular bones next. These are the bones that don't fit into any of the other categories. Yeah, they have weird shapes. You can find them in the vertebral column and the hip bones. So for example, your vertebrae and pelvic bones come under this. 5. Pneumatic bones. Now this one is cool. Pneumatic bones. These are hollow bones that have air cavities inside them. They're usually present in the skull, especially around the nose. These cavities are called sinuses, and they help reduce the weight of the skull and even give resonance to our voice. The maxilla is the largest pneumatic bone, and others include ethmoid, sphenoid, and frontal bones. 6. Sesamoid bones. And finally, we have sesamoid bones. These bones are special because they're not directly attached to other bones. Instead, they're embedded inside tendons. Why? To reduce friction where the tendon passes over a joint, and to protect the tendon from wear and tear. The best example is the patella, or kneecap. Another one is the pisiform bone in the wrist. They're small but super important for smooth movement. So, friends, that's the complete morphological classification of bones: long bones, short bones, flat, irregular, pneumatic, and sesamoid bones. Each one has its own shape and Okay friends, now that we've learned about types of bones, let's look at the structure of a typical long bone. This is super important, especially when we talk about growth, fractures, and ossification. So first, at both ends of the bone, we have the epiphysis. These are the rounded ends, covered with hyaline cartilage. Why? Because they form joints and help in smooth movement. Just next to the epiphysis is the metaphysis. This area is very active in growing bones because it contains the growth plate, also called the epiphyseal plate. This is where the bone actually grows in length during childhood and adolescence. Now, the long middle portion is called the diaphysis, or the shaft. It's the strongest and longest part of the bone. If you cut it in cross-section, it actually looks triangular. Inside the diaphysis is a hollow space called the medullary cavity. And guess what's inside? It holds yellow bone marrow, which stores fat. Now let's see how bones are actually formed. This process is called ossification, and there are two main types. 1. Endochondral ossification. This one is also called cartilaginous ossification. Here, the bone is formed from cartilage, like a template made of cartilage that slowly turns into bone. It's seen in long bones like the femur, humerus, etc. 2. Intramembranous ossification. The second one is membranous ossification. Here, bone is formed directly from a tissue called mesenchyme, no cartilage in between. This type happens in flat bones of the skull like the frontal and parietal bones. Now let's talk about bone marrow. It's the soft tissue inside bones. And there are two types, red and yellow. Red bone marrow. This one is found in all bones in babies, and it produces blood cells. It's hematopoietic, that means it forms RBCs, WBCs, and platelets. Yellow bone marrow. As we grow older, red marrow in many bones is replaced by yellow marrow. It's mostly made of fat and has no blood-forming function. But here's something cool. In case of heavy blood loss, yellow marrow can revert back to red marrow to produce blood again. That's amazing, right? Types of epiphysis. Now finally, let's learn about the types of epiphysis. This part helps you understand how bones grow and function at the joints. 1. Pressure epiphysis. This epiphysis forms part of a joint and takes pressure from another bone. It helps in movement. Examples: head of the femur or humerus. 2. Traction epiphysis. Now this one doesn't form a joint. It's pulled by muscles, so it's a site of muscle attachment. You'll find it in places like the greater and lesser tubercles of the humerus, or the trochanters of the femur. 3. Atavistic epiphysis. These are evolutionary remnants, like bones that were separate in ancestors but now fused in humans. Example: the coracoid process of the scapula. 4. Aberrant epiphysis. This one is rare and not normally present. An example is the head of the first metacarpal. It has an epiphysis, but that's not common in all. So friends, today we learned the morphology, parts of long bones, ossification types, marrow types, and the epiphysis classification. Each of these plays a crucial role in the anatomy and function of our bones. Don't forget to subscribe to Scrubs and study for more anatomy content. Comment below what topic you want next, and I'll see you in the next class. Keep studying and keep growing.